So the more you guys start to develop these 5 yields, the more you're going to start to see your horse stretch right over the top line. As the hind end steps under here, let's get the forward motion back. As the hind end steps around, they're going to start to stretch laterally over that top line. Then they can pick that back up as they engage, step to the other side, and now we can flex the other side, or not flex, I'm sorry. We can stretch the other side of his body. So going to the left here, we're stretching the right side of his body. We can get the hindquarters to step forward and under. Forward is a big key to this. It also prevents him from getting locked up in the shoulder. See how he's crossing over in the front as I'm rolling his hindquarters? I'd rather see that than have him lock up in the front. Because if he locks up and pivots in the front, that whole top line's going to get tight again. So we want him walking forward. We'll just finesse this a little bit. I'm asking more of him so far than I have yet. Roll the hindquarters, cross over in the front. Roll the hindquarters, stay light in the front. Roll the hindquarters, stay, there you go. Now I have access to that front end to get it to take a big reaching step and send him through. Good boy. He's looking pretty good here. I'll show you guys that one more time on this side. Can I take a hold of his nose? Have him continue on his circle without falling in towards me, without crowding. I'm going to release him there because that was pretty nice. He's still figuring it out, tossing his head a little bit, but he didn't dive his shoulder in on top of me. If I do take a hold of him and ask him to flex, and they dive that shoulder in on top of me, I'd immediately go to owning my space right here so they can't bring their shoulder in while I step the hindquarters out with my rein. So let's keep your shoulders loose, step your hindquarters out. Attaboy. Keep your shoulders loose, step your hindquarters out. And then you can take that front foot, reach it across. Good boy. Well, I really like how he's shaping up here. So again, I want to touch on owning my space again. I'm walking in this circle and I'm protecting it. This is my spot. With the body shape that you're seeing me kind of create here, what I'm looking for is for him to be straight on his circle. So I've got my circle. He's not allowed in here on this. This is mine. I'm not going to go out to his circle. That's his. Okay. If he crowds my space, I'm going to own it. I'm going to push him back out to his circle. So I'm developing some respect. Okay. I'm moving him around me. I'm developing respect. I'm balancing rapport by creating this constant draw, or there's pressure out there. So when you guys saw in the first two sessions especially, when he pulled to the outside or when he ran away, he hit a lot of pressure. That was never the answer. Running away is never the answer. Calling out to the herd, that's never the answer. They hit pressure there. And I'd always bring him back to center. Okay. And not only does that create a lot of draw, but bringing them back to center and holding this boundary also creates shape. And shape helps you achieve the mental and emotional collection that we're looking for. Okay, so you're really causing your horse to feel pretty good. And you don't have to think about all these details as you're doing it. If you're going through these motions with this personality of a horse, this stuff will shape up for you. But I love details. I love to know why it works. So you hear me talk a lot about why this stuff works. So we're balancing rapport and respect, or I like to call it confidence and control. Let's Roll these hindquarters out. Oops, he came into my circle there. I'm going to push him back out and say, you stay out of my circle. Even while I'm rolling your hindquarters, you stay out of my circle. Good. Let's see if he wants to take a break there. You can see how, as I'm developing my leadership, I haven't offended him yet. He's chewing on me. He's chewing on my stick and on my fingers. Okay, right there, he decided he was going to take off. All I did was own space and block him. Say, you're not allowed to take off. We don't run away. So he was nipping at me. I gave him a little, nope, don't do that. A little kick, nope, don't do that. He said, fine, I'm going to leave. I said, that's not the answer either. Okay. Stand parked. I will bite you again. Okay, I'm going to protect my space. Let's just stand here together. What choice are you going to make right here? Yeah, I don't want to fidget back with him. He may be reaching out for maybe some security right now also. But before I offer that to him, he's got to calm down. He's got to relax. He's got to bring these emotions down. We're not going to reward this jumpy, anxious, impulsive behavior. Okay, and again, he's nipping at me. So I'm going to put him right back to work. We're going to, okay, you're looking for something. I certainly am not giving you treats. That's not going to be an answer here. So I'm going to make this, add a little bit more energy to this exercise. Again, I still don't want him trotting. I'm going to add some more energy to say, we can hang out. I would love to rub you on the head, but you're not going to be nipping at me while we're doing it. I'm going to add some drifting in. Now this, if you have your other yields working, drifting should be no big deal. And to start, drifting is just going to be moving laterally. Moving forward and sideways. That's all it's going to be. I don't want you trotting. It's too tight of a circle. Take the hind end, control the nose to move the front end. I said go. He knows enough by now that I'm expecting him to be a little more punctual if he's shaped up to get moving. Take the hindquarters, push the nose to control the front quarters. Go. Don't run away. Take the hindquarters, push the front quarters through, shape them up right away. During the halter breaking stages, I really like to teach horses to have two very specific responsibilities. They just have two of them. One of them is don't be a prey animal. The second one is stay where I put you. Okay. Now, I know they're prey animals, but I don't want them using their prey animal instincts when they're around me. Okay. That could either look like, usually flight, but a lot of times fight. Okay. Don't act like a prey animal. Stay where I put you. Stay where I put you in the most basic sense is if I park you somewhere, you stay there. So horses here learn to ground tie fairly quickly. What it also means on a more advanced level is if I put you on a 20-meter circle at a canter at a specific tempo, you stay there. I'm not going to hold you there. You're going to stay there and I'm going to ride it until I decide we're going to do a transition. And then you hold that transition or that maneuver until I say we're going to make another transition. So stay where I put you. That's what that means. Okay, can I add some backup? What I really like to do is, so I haven't taught him back up yet, but what I really like to do is teach these other 4 yields before I start teaching the backup. Not always, but usually. The reason being is it can take a lot of pushing and smacking and hitting and all that stuff to teach a horse to start to back up. Or you can loosen up the body parts, especially the hind end. Roll the haunches out and take that loose hind end into a few steps of a backup. Okay, I know that wasn't pretty. We also haven't taught him the backup yet, so just getting a start on that. It makes teaching the backup a lot easier if you get the whole body loosened up first. Okay, that's better.